Hello and welcome to Cruising and Musing. Today's video is going to be about, about a proposed solution I'm suggesting for kind of rebuilding trust in the classroom and bringing people back together a little bit for the benefit of students. Now, Dr. Souza over at Echelon Education Consortium has said wonderful things about me, and I want to thank him for that. And Dr. John is giving me something I've been desperate for a long time, and that's, some kind of dialogue with someone who is well-spoken and, thoughtful about the condition of education and fixing it. Doing a reform movement through education that will truly make it better for students, for parents, for teachers. And this is one of the ideas I've come up with on how to make things better. Because we're looking at a massive teacher shortage coming at us for various reasons. And one of the major reasons is a lack of support for the teachers. And one of the major complaints that's prominent down here in Florida from parents is a lack of transparency about what goes on inside of the classroom with their children. Well, I think I just thought of something that could make everybody much happier if this could be a pushed agenda. Because if parents are willing to show up and read pornography to school board districts to get their point across about the inappropriate materials being presented to their kids, they should be willing to show up to the schools as well. So this is my pitch. Because we are looking at a teacher shortage where teachers will have 30, 40 students in their classroom, and that is too much to expect one person to control. Making a turn. Alright, sorry, there we are. I always have to watch for people driving around here without their lights on. It seems to be a local habit. So where was I? Yes, solving this problem, building trust with the parents of the teachers and the institution of education again, and helping teachers who are going to be overwhelmed with these oversized classes. Because, when there's a teacher shortage, they don't just, make students go poof or refuse to allow them into the schools. They simply pack them more and more on top of the teachers. And this is something that may be able to help the teachers kind of take down their stress level and help correct the ongoing and ever-rising behavior issues with students. So here's my pitch. Let's go back to the old adage that it takes a village to raise a child. Now, Miss Clinton, when she, quoted that, was misusing it, because what it used to be was not that, all the men in town were paying for everybody else's babies. What it used to be is that everyone in town took an interest in the kids and would teach them skills necessary. So, for example, if you had a blacksmith in town and you had one particularly, strong and stalwart youth, you might send him to the blacksmith to apprentice and see if he could become a blacksmith. And that blacksmith would teach him, and in return you would do something for the blacksmith in exchange. Sounds kind of like a school, right? And if the same would be true for the thatcher in town, for the bowyer in town, for the distiller in town. Everyone would be going around and kids would check out what they were good at, find what a skill to learn. And maybe everybody's got to end up being farmers in the end, but they'll also have these side skills where they know how to do it. Because back in the day, you didn't go out and buy what you needed, you made it yourself. So some of the things you had to learn, for example, was how to make clothes, how to prepare food from like raw animal, how to prepare food, how to butcher that animal, how to grow those crops. So back in the day, the village literally had to raise the child because the village was going to be dependent on that child being a functional member of that village and moving forward. Unfortunately, the result of us changing the way things are is that our villages have started making better idiots because no one's invested into the idiot when they were young and impressionable. So with that having been said, the idea is that let's start bringing the communities back into the classrooms. Why not, invite and incentivize in some ways, having the old people that are, able to, the retirees in the neighborhood, instead of substitute teachers, come in as volunteers. Imagine having 2 grandmas in a kindergarten classroom that has 20 kids in it, 25 kids in it, 30 kids in it, and that one teacher, it's now, 3 on 10, so 3 on 30, a 1 to 10 ratio of what's going on in there. And, they're little kids, they're going to listen to grandmas. They'll do that. That's a little kid thing. Little kids and old people go together like bread and butter. And even older students, I gave the example of before on a reply to one of Dr. Seuss's things of Dads on Duty that came out of, I think it was a Kentucky school or Tennessee school, where the local dads went in and acted as hall monitors throughout the days when they had days off to spare. They grew the program, and now there's always, these inner city dads down there, barking gruff voices at the kids to keep them straight. And the kids not only love having them down there, but it's been extremely effective. It has cut down the disruptions in the school by 85%. So why can't we make that more of a widespread thing? Let's bring the community back into the classrooms. Volunteerism back into the classrooms. Bring them in, let them work with the kids, let them help the teacher. If nothing else, having another adult body in the room so the teacher can go to the bathroom now and then, maybe eat their lunch when they no longer have a planning period to help cover all these extra kids they're going to have, and to help, control the back of the room, other teachers work in the front of the room. That'll not only make life so much better for the teachers, but that'll, because they have the help with the discipline side of thing and the classroom management side, when it comes to the actual teaching side and the curriculum side, there's a greater possibility for the raising of retention of information among the kids, learning going on again. And again, especially if we can really involve people who have had a rich life experience. I'm going to lean towards my old people, because when I was growing up, I had mentors who were in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. This was part of, being raised as a Jehovah's Witness. Those old elderly brothers who took me and my brother under their wing because we didn't have a father in the house, and taught us how to do things, did so with a gentle kindness that came from those long years, but also from having had the experience of been in the Navy, having been truck drivers, having been construction workers, having been electricians, and they were able to teach us things on a wide breadth of topics and really instill in us a appreciation for what we were learning in a way that otherwise would not have happened left to our own devices, I think. It was a major impact, and just imagine if we could bring that sort of thing into the classrooms, especially into the classrooms where, the kid might just have mom or might just have dad, might not have grandma and grandpa, and so many kids, deal with split households now and fatherlessness. It might help offset some of those statistical inevitabilities to excuse the mess in the carport. But, one of the greatest statistics for, going to jail and dropping out of school, and do importantly in school, is fatherlessness. If you can start to, offset that a little bit by having, people from the community into the classrooms to help maintain order, to help give real life examples of where kids are going to use the information they're learning, and even just take some of the tension off the teachers, it may make an incredible difference, and like I said, make everyone much happier. So this is something that could help raise student success, lower discipline issues, decrease teacher burnout, increase trust in the educational system, increase transparency with the educational system, and again, start creating a stronger team. Because I've always said that the team is the student, the parent, and the school the school being, the teacher and sometimes the administrator. But, three-legged stools aren't the most sturdy things. You get a much sturdier chair out of having four legs. So if we could add the community in there and really strengthen it up, that may make things more stable, give us more of a continuum, and really help on moving forward in a way that's more constructive for everyone. So that's my quick video on this. Let me know what you think. Again, hit the subscribe button if you can, so we can hit those 50 subscribers. But down below, thumbs up, thumbs down, like, dislike, and let me know what you think of the idea, or if you can build on this idea to a more organized proposal that I could possibly take to my district over what I'm doing. And at the end of the day, who knows? I might steal your idea and put it in a book. I'm starting to think about writing a book of possible solutions in educational theory that'll bring us back away from the brink we're running towards, where we've gone too far in one direction, and all the reforms that we've done have all been in the same direction for the last 50 years. And we need to start looking at just redoing the entire system from the top down to be more constructive for the kids. So until next time, which will probably be another 30 minutes because I've got a backlog of videos to make, I'll catch you. And hopefully soon, Studio A with its functional air conditioning, lack of beepy seatbelt noises, and great big old white hood will be out in front of us again for some cruising that also lets me muse, because it just ain't the same doing it in the newer car or from the desk.